offer. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Former French President Nicolas Sarkozy released a book today about his very brief time behind bars. He was sentenced to 5 years in a campaign finance scheme and released after 20 days. In his book, he calls prison noisy, harsh, and all gray. And he compared his cell to a cheap hotel room. I'm Cammie McCormick, CBS News.
The award-winning local, district, and statewide news is brought to you by Clayton Homes of Belle Vernon. Is it time to find a home that fits your lifestyle? Visit Clayton Homes of Belle Vernon. You'll find special savings along with beautiful, energy-efficient homes packed with features you've been dreaming about at Clayton Homes of Belle Vernon, 4500 PA 51. And now the news.
We have light rain, 37 degrees outside of our Davis & Davis studios at 5:05 on a Wednesday. Good evening, I'm Nick Barczyk. Davis & Davis, attorneys at law, voted Fayette County's best law firm 2025, your local station, 590 and 101.1 WMBS. The Weather Watch and sports on the way in just a bit. The Fayette County Board of Elections will hold a public meeting Thursday afternoon tomorrow to receive public comment on proposed changes to electoral district boundaries within Fayette County. The meeting will be at 1 p.m. in the Lafayette Meeting Room at 2 West Main Street, Uniontown. The possible precinct changes include Brownsville, Connellsville, German Township, Luzerne Township, Manellen Township, North Union, and Redstone Townships in the city of Uniontown. For more information, phone the Fayette County Election Bureau at 724-430-1289. Starting January 1st, 2026, New Year's Day, the city of Uniontown is set to launch a new online portal offering business owners and residents a streamlined way to manage their licensing or permit needs. The website offers the convenience of applying for licenses and permits, submitting change requests, and paying fees online. This platform is available as an additional payment option to checks, simplifying the overall process for businesses in the community. The site is uniontown_lic.portal.iworq.net. And the rate of respiratory illnesses are on the rise around western Pennsylvania. The latest data from the Pennsylvania Health Department shows that emergency room visits and hospital admissions for respiratory illnesses like COVID, the flu, and RSV are increasing. The flu and COVID are currently causing the most visits to the emergency room. As always, residents are urged to stay up to date on vaccinations and practice good hygiene like washing hands. And more next on WMBS.
Is it time for your first home? Or time to trade up to a home that fits your lifestyle? It's time to visit Clayton Homes of Belle Vernon. You'll find special savings along with trade-in and trade-up deals. Imagine beautiful, new, energy-efficient homes packed with the features you've been dreaming about. Trade in and trade up at Clayton Homes of Belle Vernon, 4500 PA 51. Trade-in value toward purchase of a new home determined by resale value and evaluation by home center manager. Additional deposit may be required.
Dollar General will pay $1.5 million in penalties for allegedly overcharging customers. That's according to Pennsylvania Attorney General Dave Sunday. Sunday reached a settlement with Dollar General Corporation and its parent company, Dolgen Corporation, after an investigation found customers were being charged prices higher than what was labeled and advertised on shelves. Dollar General stores also failed more than 40% of pricing accuracy inspections from 2019 to 2023, according to the AG's investigation. There are more than 900 Dollar General stores throughout Pennsylvania. Holiday travel over Christmas and New Year's will break another record, AAA says.
In the 13-day holiday travel period, AAA estimates 122.4 million Americans will be traveling. That's 2.2% higher than a year ago and a new record. 8 million will travel by plane, with flyers paying on average about 7% more for a ticket than last year. Top domestic destinations include Orlando, Miami, and Fort Lauderdale. Thanks to cruise traffic, Cancun, Punta Cana, and Cozumel are the top foreign holiday destinations. I'm Rory O'Neill.
And in sports, we have high school basketball tonight. Uniontown at Brownsville. The Falcons host the Red Raiders. Browse Insurance Group pregame at 6:10 and the game at 7 this evening on WMBS. The Steelers getting ready for their Monday night game, hosting the Dolphins. Miami 6-7, Pittsburgh 7-6. DK Metcalf, the wide receiver for the Steelers, expected to play after suffering an abdomen injury Sunday. He was in the hospital over the weekend, Sunday and a Monday, but he'll be ready to suit up, it looks like, for the game on Monday night. In baseball, Pirates will have the 5th overall pick in the 2026 Major League Baseball draft. This is the 7th straight year the Pirates will have a top 10 pick. And the Weather Watch right now, as we look ahead to this evening, Right now we have light rain and 37. Went up to 47 degrees today. Overnight low down to 25. Chance of snow flurries Thursday. High not even reaching the 30s at 29. Overnight low 22. Right at freezing 32 on Friday. Snow flurries moving in Saturday. High at 35. Low at 14 above overnight Saturday. Sunday the high at just 19 with the overnight low at 7 above. 21 on Monday, Tuesday at 33. Right now some light rain, 37 degrees at 5:10 on a Wednesday afternoon. And good afternoon from the Davis and Davis studios at WMBS. I'm Nick Barczyk.
The local, district, and statewide news was brought to you by Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. Is it time to find a home that fits your lifestyle? Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. You'll find special savings along with beautiful, energy-efficient homes packed with features you've been dreaming about at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon, 4500 PA 51.
And looking at the major stocks, the S&P 500 today finished at plus 46.17 to finish at 6,886.68 plus a 0.67. And the Dow Jones Industrial Average at 48,057.75 plus 497.46 to finish at 1.05%. And the NASDAQ Composite at 23,654.16 plus 77.67 to finish at a plus a 0.33%. And we will have a more in-depth report for you tomorrow from Jenny Montgomery Scott looking at the stock report. Right now at 5:11, 37 degrees outside of our Davis and Davis studios. On the way next, the Afternoon Drive Show with Doug Saltzman on WMBS.
Join WMBS on Thursday as we are freezing for the season, helping Toys for Tots wrap up their annual toy drive campaign at the Uniontown Central Firehouse, 84 North Beeson Boulevard in Uniontown, from 4 to 6 p.m. Hi, I'm Josh Krysak. Matt Sapienza and Ron Berry will join me as we broadcast live on Facebook with check-ins on the radio. We hope you stop by and say hello, and if you drop off a donation during the Freezing for the Season broadcast, we will treat you with a fabulous WMBS prize. Our live broadcast is brought to you by The Sandwich Shop and Deli, Valerie Ferris and Ziba the Wonder Therapy Dog, Americon Construction, Sabina and Mike Walters, owners. Bundle up, bring a toy to make Christmas special for a local child, and come see us on Thursday between 4 and 6 p.m. as we are freezing for the season.
It's a new day at WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital, and we're bringing a new level of quality health care to our community. From primary care to specialty services, our team has always put patients first. And now, thanks to our merger with WVU Medicine, our commitment to patient-centered care has grown even stronger. With new resources, a growing staff, and advanced technology, our team is here to provide you with top-quality care when it matters most. Discover the new Uniontown Hospital and see how we've grown.
Zen's Antiques and Home Decor, part of the Cinder Shack family of vendors, where you can find both antique and new furniture, collectibles, housewares, gift items, including jewelry and candles, and so much more. Follow Zen's Antiques and Home Decor on Facebook for new items and information on upcoming events. Zen's Antiques and Home Decor in Building 2 at 3391 National Pike in Farmington. Zen's Antiques and Home Decor.
Chris Parker Jr., it's time for Santa and gift wrapping.
We're always ready for Santa at Autoland with Hyundai Santa Cruz and Santa Fe. Plus 0% financing for 60 months. All new 25 and 26 Santa Fe's and Tucsons. Perfect for holiday travel in these capable SUVs. And the Santa Fe has third row seating for up to 7 passengers. And 0% financing for 60 months. Or up to $4,500 HMF bonus cash.
Sounds better than a sleigh for hauling gifts and getting around in bad weather.
We're also wrapping up 2025 with year-end deals. And we still have a selection of new Hyundais at pre-tariff prices. Great deals, great HMF financing. This is the time to buy and get away in 2026 in a brand new Hyundai.
And every new Hyundai purchase includes Hyundai Assurance, America's best warranty with 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain protection, and 3-year free complimentary maintenance. Autoland Hyundai, downtown Uniontown, or online at AutolandHyundai.com.
And you always pay less to drive the best at Autoland Hyundai.
Unwrap faster internet this holiday season with Armstrong. Give yourself the gift of whole home internet with enhanced Wi-Fi, powered by our advanced fiber network. Plus, with our self-installation kit, you can get up and running as soon as same day. Don't wait till the last minute. Visit ArmstrongOneWire.com and treat yourself to a gift that lasts all year. Internet you can count on, the people you trust. That's Armstrong.
'Tis the season for Santa and his elves to begin packing up all those Christmas presents for delivery. At Chesler's Fine Furniture, they also offer delivery, and their elves are ready to pack up a sack full of great gifts for all those on your Christmas shopping list, offering fantastic selection and fantastic savings. Lazy Boy recliners starting at just $4.99. 5-piece all-wood dining sets, ideal for holiday entertaining, start at just $5.99. Chesler's offers sofa options perfect for your Christmas morning starting at just $4.99, and chairside tables starting at only $1.49. If you have someone with special needs on your holiday shopping list, lift recliners start at $7.99, and the incredible Joffrin transitional electric fireplace console oak TV stand is just $3.99, creating the perfect fireside setting for your Christmas memories. Credit terms and layaway are available. Chesler's Fine Furniture, Route 51 in Uniontown, where customers send their friends this holiday season and every day throughout the year.
It's the afternoon drive show on a cold, raw day out there. I'm Doug Sultan, by the way. That's Nick Barczyk. Thanks for joining us. We're with you tonight until 6 o'clock. We'll have the CBS News at 6, quick local news, and then we go to the Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show tonight. Of course, there's another C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night, Uniontown at Bronzeville. That pregame show will start at 6:10. I guess, there's big news all the time. The Sylvester Stallone has decided to keep the original Rocky statue in Philadelphia. I think that's the big news. What do you think, Nick?
That's certainly on the front page on my paper.
At one point, it was in front of the Museum of Art in Philadelphia at the top of the steps, the famous scene where he runs up the steps.
Right.
Literally, tens of thousands of people do it every year. I'd run up those steps and done the same thing. Every politician has done it, every school group, you name it. It's been done for years and years. At one point, they took the statue down because they said it wasn't true art. It was just made for the movie. Heaven forbid you get people to come to an art museum, right? But I guess they're going to keep the statue at another location in Philadelphia. I just happened to see that earlier. Skiing is out and about, of course. Hidden Valley Resort's open. Laurel Mountain's open. Seven Springs. Get out there and go skiing. I was joking on the show last week as I was doing the show remotely, as I am doing today from my apartment. My daughter was trying on a pair of skis I gave her in boots. So it's a good time to get out there and hit the slopes. It's nice to have it open. They always try to be open in time for Thanksgiving. Didn't quite happen this year, but we're getting close. But I guess there's a winter weather advisory, not for our region, but for east of us, especially in the ridges in West Virginia and in the Laurel Highlands as well. But chilly out there right now, Nick. I'm showing, 36 degrees outside our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios. Is that what you're showing, Nick? But a lot colder. Feels a lot colder than that.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting as well.
Yeah, it feels like 24 degrees outside the studio. So, again, we're with you till 6 o'clock tonight. We're going to continue our year in review interviews. We're going to be talking with Fayette County Commissioner Scott Dunn, also chairman of the commission, about Fayette County 2025. Talked about a number of things, projects completed, projects in progress. Working with the new commissioner, of course, Henry Dutch Kaufman's the new commissioner. He replaced he replaced Commissioner. Oh, there goes my mind again, Nick.
Dave Lohr.
Dave Lohr, thank you. Don't tell Dave Lohr I forgot his name momentarily.
Not at all.
Also, talk about how the state and federal budget impasses affected the county, the steps the county had to take to keep paying their bills. Plans for 2026, other topics as well. So we'll ramp it up with him coming up. But in a few minutes here, we're going to check in with CBS News Crime and Public Sector Beat Leader. That's a cool title, Anna Schechter. This Luigi Mangione hearing, the latest pretrial hearing in New York City, interesting guy to say the least. He did commit murder, but some of these stories you hear about him being caught not far from our station, just a couple of hours to the east in Altoona at a McDonald's. Somebody recognized, even though he was wearing a mask, imagine like a COVID mask, somebody recognized him Do you know how they recognized him, Nick? Did you hear what the woman who saw him recognized about him?
No, I did not.
His eyebrows.
Oh, my gosh. How about that? That's what you get for having
And apparently he had a to-do list with him. One of the things he was going to do was trim his eyebrows.
Wow.
So it wouldn't be so recognizable. But that's how the woman recognized him when they arrested him at the McDonald's in Altoona.
Wow.
Pumping his fist in the trial. We're going to talk about those things with Anna Schechter coming up here. We don't get to interview her too often, so we'll be talking to her next week, though. I guess our listeners better prepare. I'm going to do the What's on Your Mind show next Wednesday, the 17th. I'll be filling in for Russ that day and also doing the afternoon drive show as well. But we will give you an hour off. You won't hear from Doug for 4.5 hours, 5.5 hours straight. We'll cut the listeners a break from 3 to 4 o'clock. I'll be on for the afternoon drive show from 4 to 6:30 next Wednesday as well, as we work out the schedule for the rest of the month, especially with New Christmas Eve on a Wednesday and New Year's Eve on a Wednesday. All that coming up on the afternoon drive shows over the next few weeks as we continue our year in review discussions. Next week, we hope to talk to the other two commissioners as well, of course, Vince Riccides and Commissioner Dutch Kaufman. We'll be talking, hope to be talking to him as well as we continue these ongoing interviews, as we do every December leading up to the new year. Hard to believe, 2026. I told a story, as I always do, a couple of weeks ago about how I bumped into somebody I once worked with at Blue Cross back in the day. We were on a committee that started in 1997 to prepare for Y2K. And I'm like, good heavens, that's almost 30 years ago at this point. When you think about Y2K and the discussions about it, how it was going to take down the world, it was going to shut down the electric grids, it was going to have problems with air traffic. Yeah, there were some issues, but nothing like folks were preparing or concerned about. People were running out, buying generators for their homes. A good idea, of course, but Y2K did not shut down the power grids. Hard to believe that's now almost 30 years ago, 25 years ago when Y2K hit. But that committee I served on started 3 years early to prepare for it. Kind of crazy when you think about stuff like that. So lots to talk about this afternoon before we hit the news at 6 o'clock. We'll also, of course, hit the CBS News Brief at 5:31 before we check in with Commissioner Scott Dunn. Yeah, it's always interesting when you have a situation where a commissioner resigns, and it was unexpected that Dave Lohr decided to resign his post. He had served for a number of terms. Grant took him a few times to win, but he was persistent and won that seat, served as chair, then was replaced by Scott Dunn as chair as well. A lot of things going on in the county, of course, and of course during the budget shutdown at Washington, or the government shutdown, and then of course months and months of delay in the state budget. State workers were getting paid, but funding was not going out to various agencies, counties, municipalities, you name it, who received funding from the state, but they had to keep those programs going, and in some instances, naturally, they had to take out loans. There were some loans provided interest-free, put together by Pennsylvania State Treasurer Stacey Garrity. All of that over the years, it's something they have to keep going. They have no choice. And then the counties, whether they had to then pay or not pay interest on those loans. But I think Fayette County did a decent job keeping all those things going through those budget impasses. Of course, Pennsylvania got double hit because we had both the federal and the state government with budget issues. Interesting, though, that they were both resolved on the same day. There was no coordination to make that happen, but those both came to an end on the same day. The federal government, of course, always badly too works in a huge deficit, hundreds of billions of dollars of deficits, $1 trillion deficits. The federal government, frankly, is only paying off the interest on that debt, so the debt continues to grow and grow and grow. As we wait to hear back from Nick to see if Anna Schechter will be joining us from CBS News. She is the crime and public sector safety beat leader for CBS Look, the Luigi Mangione trial is an interesting thing. His hearing in New York, if you look at him, and he looks very confident during these trials, almost cocky when you see photos of him and the audio of him. It was almost as if he wanted to get caught. It just didn't seem to make sense that, of course, he wrote on the shell casings after that shooting. And of course, he had to know that he was on video while all this was going on. So yeah, it's not the standard when you hear about a loner or somebody. This is a very smart kid, had a very good education, graduated.
And Anna Schechter joining us, Doug.
On the WM line, as I mentioned earlier, CBS News crime and public safety beat leader Anna Schechter. And thanks for joining us today. We were just talking a few moments before you joined us. A very interesting trial of Luigi Mangione. Almost seems cocky in court, pumping his fist a couple of times. This is not your standard murder trial you're covering, I'm guessing.
It sure is not, but it has gripped our viewers and viewers worldwide and readers. It's grabbed headlines, and it's fascinating. Our team has been in the courtroom watching him watch himself on this newly released body cam video of his initial encounter with police in Altoona, Pennsylvania, inside that McDonald's. And he's polite to them. He tells them his fake name and gives them his fake New Jersey ID. And he seems a little bit nervous, but is keeping his cool. It's very interesting to watch this play out.
Yeah, and of course, Altoona is only a little bit east of, about an hour and a half east of our radio station.
Mm-hmm.
And
there you go.
Something as strange as the woman who recognized him at the McDonald's, he was wearing a mask. I understand, like a COVID mask, for instance. But she recognized him by his eyebrows, of all things. And apparently he had a to-do list with him.
He had
was going to pluck his own eyebrows.
That's right. He had a checklist of, changing his appearance, change to a black hat, pluck eyebrows. It's written there in plain English on his one of those pages from his notebook, and those were photographed by police and were uploaded to a Dropbox Saturday evening around 6 p.m. I got that link and saw that plucked eyebrows note, which was notable because he was clearly watching the media and aware that people saw his eyebrows. That's what it seemed like to me as a viewer and a reporter covering this closely. Of course, I suppose it could have been personal hygiene, but it certainly seemed like it was a way of disguising. And in fact, the police officers on the stand alluded to that as well, on the witness stand, who've been questioned about their encounter with him, said the same.
Yeah, it sounds like something out of Law and Order or one of those shows that have somebody have a checklist. In fact, I didn't believe it at first. It's one of those, I said, I better get a second source on that one. That doesn't seem possible that you would actually have that
right
on
there in black and white. Mm-hmm.
On a to-do list. Again, here I'm laughing about it, but we're talking about a serious crime here. A man lost his life in broad daylight, almost to the point as if Mangione was hoping to get caught, to write on the shell casings after the shooting, and he knew they were going to be left behind. This is nothing he was taking as some sort of a
but he also had escape routes. Another thing that he had on his to-do list was to have a survival kit. So it sort of seemed like he wanted to escape and, go off the grid, or he had some kind of a plan to do that. So anyway.
Well, every McDonald's has a drive-through. I don't know. I don't know anything about committing murder, but I probably would have went through the drive-through as opposed to eat in the restaurant. So, it's a strange story to say the least. So this was a pre-trial hearing, correct? What's next?
That's right. Well, that will not wrap up until next week, likely, and then we hopefully will find out a trial date, and the next hearing in the federal case is in early January, guys, and I've got to dash off to the next hit, so I'm sorry I've got to jump off, but it's wonderful talking to you and a crazy story to talk to you about.
I was going to have you done by 5:30, so absolutely. I can't imagine how many interviews you've done today. Anna, we'll let you go to your next one. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, and have a great evening.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
You're welcome. Anna Schechter from CBS News joining us to discuss the Luigi Mangione trial. And again, with all seriousness included on this one, Nick, this is a murder trial, but some of these crazy stories that he recognized by his eyebrows by the woman who saw him at a McDonald's, of all places, in Altoona. And if you're worried about getting caught, why eat inside? Maybe eat in your car. Go through the drive-through. It's a strange story, very serious one, and we'll continue to follow this, and that's why we like to follow these national stories as well on the Afternoon Drive show. We're about 30 seconds away from the CBS News brief at 5:31. When we come back, we're going to check in with Commissioner Scott Dunn. And again, we're done at 6 o'clock tonight. Short show tonight because we have high school basketball tonight. It's another C. Harper Auto Group High School sports night. That Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show starts after the national and local news. That'll start at 6:10. Uniontown travels to Bronzeville. They'll be playing there tonight. And stick around for that, folks. We're going to hit that CBS News brief right now. 36 degrees outside our Davis & Davis at Turns at Law Studios. Feels more like 24 or 25 degrees. News is next.
And that's right here on your local station, 590 and 101.1 W266DB WMBS. It's 5:31.
We have it closed.
CBS News brief. President Trump said today the U.S. has seized an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. He didn't offer many details.
When you have to follow the tanker, you're a good newsman, just follow the tanker.
You know where
follow it. Get a helicopter and follow the tanker.
Is it true?
But I assume we're going to keep the oil.
A federal judge today ordered the Trump administration to stop deploying California National Guard troops in Los Angeles. The administration is expected to appeal the Fed's decision to lower a key interest rate sent stocks soaring. And Kelly O'Grady reports it'll make borrowing money a little cheaper.
When you think about the things that are impacted by interest rates, if you're a consumer, you might see your credit card interest rate go down a little bit. Again, it's not going to be that helpful if you're looking at an interest rate over 20%. But this may also flow through to things like your 30-year fixed mortgage, your auto loan rates.
The Dow finished nearly 500 points higher. CBS News Brief, I'm Cammie McCormick.
Ready to make this your merriest Christmas yet? Then don't miss Live Casino's Holiday Dream Ride Drawing. Earn entries daily starting December 1st and join the celebration on December 25th. You could unwrap a share of over $53,000 in Holly Jolly prizes or hit the road in a 2025 Lincoln Corsair.
Merry Christmas!
Ditch the reindeer and win your dream ride at Live Casino, Route 30 at Westmoreland Mall. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is attorney Michael Mays of the Davis & Davis Law Firm. We have been helping injured people just like you recover millions of dollars for over 45 years. If you're hurt or injured, I want to meet you and make sure you get the money that you deserve. Call me at 724-437-2799 for your free consultation. The Davis & Davis Law Firm has been protecting our neighbors in Greene and Fayette counties for over 45 years. Go to davisanddavislaw.com or call 724-437-2799 for your free consultation.
It's a day that ends in Y, so it's a day that you might decide you don't want to cook. That means it's the perfect day to order Fat Angelo's. Offering delicious pizzas, salads, hoagies, strombolis and calzones, wings, and more. And with 12 locations across the area ready to serve you, today is the day to visit FatAngelosPizza.com, where you can quickly and conveniently find your local shop and place your order online. Or get the local phone number and give them a call. Order up!
Route 21 Furniture. Take the road to your perfect home.
Sleep well tonight. Try out a new mattress from Route 21 Furniture with a large selection of mattresses, all sizes and comfort levels, with great prices, free local delivery and setup, and financing options. Route 21 Furniture. Open weekdays 9 to 5, Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday noon to 4. 724-737-2222 or Route21Furniture.com.
Route 21 Furniture. Take the road to your perfect home.
Well, much cooler temperatures are here, but you could still enjoy your deck or patio with retractable or fixed awnings from Lifetime Awnings. Made in the USA with manufacturer and customer guarantees, Lifetime Awnings products last. Lifetime Awnings is veteran-owned and operated with a 10% discount to all military veterans and their families. Call Lifetime Awnings 724-554-6067 for a no-cost or obligation home consultation. Or email John, the owner, at lifetimeawningsusa@gmail.com.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sprowls Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sprowlsinsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
CareerLink is your one-stop resource for employment and training-related services. Visit CareerLink and you'll have access to many programs and agencies for assistance with economic, educational, and job-related needs. For more information on all the programs available to you, contact CareerLink at 724-434-JOBS. That's 724-434-JOBS.
Welcome back to the Afternoon Drive Show on a cold, kind of a raw Wednesday out there. 36 degrees right now outside our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios. Feels more like 24 or 25 degrees. Going to be a cold one overnight tonight. Want to thank Anna Schechter for joining us from CBS News just a few moments ago on her report on the latest on the Luigi Mangione trial, one of the stranger ones we've seen in quite some time. Right now, joining us on the WVU Medicine Uniontown line, Fayette County Commission Chairman Scott Dunn, part of our year-in-review discussions. Commissioner Dunn, thank you very much for joining us today, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. How are you guys doing tonight?
We're good. We're good. We appreciate you taking time to join us. I know this is a busy time of year as the county wraps up its budget season and it's all the business that has to be done before the end of the fiscal year. And, of course, the county, like municipalities, like most people, have a fiscal year that ends on December 31st. But this year's finances for the county, for counties across Pennsylvania, were a real mess at times simply because the state was months and months behind getting their budget passed. There was a federal government shutdown. But at the same time, the county still had to pay its bills. You have no choice there, correct?
That is right. It was a big challenge. It was 135 days for the state, and then of course you had in the federal, and they both ended on the same day. What was tough, and we were the only state that had counties and municipalities and school districts that had to face both of those shutdowns. So it was difficult. I mean, we put in a spending freeze, a hiring freeze, and we tried to really watch exactly what we were spending money on. Travel. There was no unnecessary travel and things like that. So, and basically we did the same things that most other counties did. And talking to the other counties, though, everybody's in a different, strata when it comes to their finances. Some, like Washington County, weathered it out. They have, a very large, surplus, that they could rely on. But even if you had that, you had to use some of your surplus. So you lost interest on that money. So even if you got through it and didn't have to borrow money, I know Armstrong borrowed money and laid some people off. Westmoreland laid people off there. I don't know what's going on there, but they're still not calling people back. So everybody's in a different position. Some people, they had lines of credit already in place and they used that. And what we did in Fayette County is we waited literally as long as we could. And then when it got to the point where we're like, okay, now we have to do something drastic. We put in an application to borrow money from the state treasury. There was a budget bridge loan program, and by the time we were to receive money, the budget was passed, and so we ended up not borrowing any money. But I can tell you that where we received that money, we actually, every year we get a $9 million tax anticipation loan. It's like a line of credit. This year we only used $6 million of that money. We paid it off early, so the money that we saved there, that was going to be the money that we were going to use to pay, the potential interest on the bridge loan. But luckily, we didn't have to do that.
Let's talk about that type of loan. That's a standard process for a county, correct?
The tax anticipation loan is a standard. Every county does it. We don't receive any money from property taxes until April 10th. So, it's 3+ months of, operating without any money. So it's basically like a line of credit. Then as you receive your money, you pay it back.
Yeah, I think some people probably don't understand that. It's not as if people are paying taxes immediately starting January 1st, and the county can work with that. Yeah, you pay it quarterly, and you're not going to get that first one until after the first quarter is completed.
Right.
It's an ongoing issue for any county. It's part of that behind-the-scenes stuff that the average person doesn't know about. And frankly, they don't have to worry about it because there's county commissioners doing their job. And it's not a Fayette County-only situation. There's 67 counties in Pennsylvania. All are doing the same thing.
Right, exactly. And, we have a new finance director. She's doing a great job. She's finding places to save money. And like I said, we didn't have to draw down the entirety of the $9 million for the first time since I've been commissioner.
And when you look around what's happening, I mean, even the city of Pittsburgh is looking to increase taxes. The Pittsburgh Public School District is looking to increase taxes. That's not in Fayette County naturally, but it's a situation that so many people, so many areas are looking at right now to address that. Fayette County, a little different situation this year, of course. But again, just that effort, and I've talked to a lot of folks at local governments and county governments, regional governments, et cetera, that just struggled through this state budget impasse, and it went for months. There was a lot of talk about the federal. That went a little over a month. The state one was months behind. And my gosh, the governor will be making his budget address next month, or maybe in 6 weeks.
February. February.
I'm sorry. Right. State of the Commonwealth.
But I can tell you, I can tell you that there is a lot of pressure on counties, municipalities, and school districts that may not have been felt in the past. Since COVID, there's a shortage of employees. That if going back in the past, if you worked for a county, you knew the pay was going to be low, but you were going to have a good pension and you had good benefits. Now, you can go to another county and get the same job and make, $10,000 more. And so there's this pressure now. Last year it was our corrections officers, $4 an hour raise from $16 to $20 to start. And that there was no choice, but I can tell you that it solved the problem. So it stemmed the tide of all of our corrections officers leaving, to go to another county, to go to the state, or to go to the federal prison down in Hazleton in West Virginia. So those things never really manifested in the past. Now, healthcare is through the roof, and that's our basic benefit for our employees. That went up $1 million this year, and I know there's a gentleman out there who was a commissioner and claims his budget in 1995 was $11 million. I have one line item that's $13 million.
Yeah.
And so it's just apples and oranges. And then, there are things that are happening at the state level, the closing of, this goes into like the CYS part of the budget, the closing of homes for where you can house the children that need foster care and things like that. There are fewer and fewer of those. And so what's happening is it's supply and demand. They cost more. So our match for Fayette County, because of that, went up $878,000 this year. So despite all of those increases, our total spending only went up $75,000. That means on the other side of the ledger, we're cutting and cutting and cutting. So some of the things where we've saved money. The first thing that went away was, if you're aware, there was a Munchinsky case that from a murder that happened in 1977. That Fayette County was on the hook for $3 million in settlement fees and about $2 million in attorney's fees. And we were uninsured in 1983 when the trial happened, so there was no insurance for this. So those are the things those one-time things that were out of our control. But some of the things that are in our control, so that's gone away now. That's completely settled. Some of the things that are in our control are, everybody knows what a GLP-1 is. That's the new weight loss drugs. When these started, they were kind of just a fad. Now they cost Fayette County about $800,000 a year. So we have stopped our health care from providing GLP-1s. Now, if you have a morbidity, comorbidity, or you absolutely need it to live, then that's permitted. But just to lose 20 pounds because you want to look good this summer on the beach, that's not going to be covered.
Yeah, you talked about that insurance that the county did not have at one time to cover lawsuits, like you mentioned. The county now has that insurance, correct? So something like that $5 million of liability would have come out of that insurance policy, at least a good part of it.
Right. Yeah, we do have insurance for stuff like that now. But it doesn't mean that you don't, a lot of times you'll see an employee settled with the county and they get to say they won, but they settled for a much less amount than they, the insurance company helps us defend those lawsuits. We were, before the building of the new jail, we were getting sued all the time. That has stopped, which benefits everybody because our insurance premiums aren't going up, like they were. But yeah, so all that stuff is. It's real important to be well insured in this day and age because everybody's out to sue you.
Yeah, I mean, we've all been involved in those. I've been the witness in a slip and fall case where someone wanted to sue our employer for $600,000. We got it down to $30,000 at the trial. So, yeah, it's a very litigious society out there, to say the least.
If I go back to the Munchinsky case, the original request for them was $42 million. Right. I got my phone out and Googled, can a county file for bankruptcy? I mean, because it would have been an absolute disaster for Fayette County. there were some circumstances there that ended up making it down to $3 million, which was our first offer. Our counter offer to $42 million was $3 million. And that's what we ended up settling on. And then we had to pay his attorney, our attorney, and so.
Yeah, and obviously the county's doing the right thing now to have that proper insurance that wasn't being paid or purchased at the time. We're talking with Commissioner Scott Dunn about Fayette County 2025. Of course, this year you're working with the new county commissioner when Commissioner Lord resigned. Now Henry Dutch Kaufman is your fellow commissioner. Obviously, there's a learning curve for anybody coming in a new position. Certainly, I don't know, it could be a bigger learning curve than becoming a county commissioner, but that's always a challenge too when you're working with somebody new, correct?
It is, and we tried to give him, I always call it bite-sized chunks. We didn't throw the whole book at him immediately. We tried to give him, little bits so that he could, to get himself comfortable. But he's learned a lot. And I always tell people that I didn't want somebody to come in and be yes man. The first thing I wanted was somebody who came to work. And then the second thing I wanted was somebody who was going to add value to what we're doing. And he's certainly doing that. And there's no greater example than the issue that we're having right now with Penn State. The fact that he was on the school board at Uniontown for 20 years is paying dividends. He knows people in that realm. We've been able to get some expertise to make sure that we're doing the right thing, and we have a plan put together. We'll see if we're at this point we're waiting for Penn State to greenlight our plan and to see what's going to happen with the properties. But yeah, he's been a real blessing.
Yeah, that's a tough loss for the county, and there's multiple campuses for Penn State closing around the state. So it's not Fayette County only that's been affected by that. And it's an amazing thing, and the stats are shocking that across the country in 2024, one college or one campus closed per week across the country. So yeah, higher education's taking a real hit. It has nothing to do with Fayette County. It's just a national occurrence right now. A lot of it came at COVID. People decided not to go to college or to go remotely. It really has changed things drastically, to say the least. Well, there's always projects going on in the county. It'd be nice if you could get everyone done in a fiscal year, but that's not possible. But a lot of projects are in the progress of getting completed in the county. Let's talk about some of those. Of course, the biggest project, and of course, the county jail's up and running right now. That's one of those tough decisions to make, a new county. Nobody, you open a new library, a new highway, a new bridge. But the new county, and I worked for a firm, the firm that designed the new Fayette County. I worked for them before they had had the county as client. But new jails are so much more efficient, and they're safer. And people say, oh, it's such a fancy-looking building. Well, it might look nice on the outside. I mean, on the inside, it's a jail. There's no getting around it. A jail is a jail. And the idea is to have them be safe and efficient, and the new jail certainly is that. But let's talk about, I'll let you lead this discussion, projects going on in the county right now.
Yeah, so, I mentioned Penn State. That's kind of at the forefront of a lot of what we're doing right now. And then, physical projects, we were able to, we had a Dunlap Creek walking trail. That's partially complete. That'll be completed. What happens this time of year is they start running out of asphalt plants that are still open. But other than that, it'll be completed by the spring. And then in Mill Run, I'm not exactly sure where we're at. We have another walking trail up in Mill Run. And both of these projects were largely grant funded. There was some Fayette County tax dollars that went into these as a match. But they look great. The people that live in those communities are excited about it. And it's definitely a plus for the quality of life, in those areas. The Sheepskin Trail, we've had some major things happen there this year. We're in planning for the next section down on Nyland Road. That's fully funded, about $1.146 million. Again, I can't say this enough. The $0 from the Fayette County budget go to the Sheepskin Trail. Everything is either grant funded, the matches are grant funded, or sometimes in the past we have been given money specifically for trails or recreation, and there are little pots of money that help us pay for an engineering or whatever. But nothing from our general fund goes to the Sheepskin Trail. So there's another section of Island Road ready. We're working we applied for another grant for the section from the Hutchinson Park down to Fairchance. Uniontown is completing their section. That should be done next year. The big one is Fayette Penn agreed to purchase from the Carload Express, who owns the abandoned rail line in North Union Township. They've agreed to purchase that for North Union Township. North Union Township's going to build their section, and basically it's ready to be built. They just need to finalize the transfer of the property. And, so everybody who's out there bashing Fayette Penn, they just spent $878,000, to help build the trail. So there are certain sections that are going to be built without grant funds, through private partners, and so that's exciting. So we've gone from maybe 10 miles built in 2019. We have when you consider built, being constructed now, in pre-construction, which means either in one way or another we have the money and we're just ready. We're just waiting to build. We have to wait for the final engineering or something like that. We have about 28 miles done. They're complete.
Yeah.
And
these are the type of projects.
Or we're waiting on we're waiting on grant funds to be announced. So of course you don't get every grant that you apply for, but that shows the progress that we're making there. Basically, it gets down to if all the work it gets done that is in progress, we would have two sections that would be left, and that would be from the Lemont Furnace Post Office over to Dunbar Borough, and then there would be a section from Fairchance over to Smithfield, and that would be the two sections.
And these are the type of projects that make the county more livable. This is what brings people in, keeps families here, that sort of thing, brings young people into the county. Commissioner, we appreciate your take.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it helps with economic development too, because people are looking for quality of life amenities and attributes, and when they're deciding where to put their business. So it's a good thing.
Commissioner, we appreciate your taking time to talk to us today on our year in review discussions. You've given us some extra time and gives you some idea. And I've always said this every time I interview a commissioner. A county commissioner probably oversees more different parts of government and what affects people's lives than anybody, even compared to a governor. You guys deal with more stuff at every level imaginable that you have to deal with.
I take more Advil than those people, so.
We appreciate you taking time to join us. You and your family have a great Christmas holiday, and all best wishes for the new year as well.
Nick, you too. Both of you guys have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks so much. Have a good evening. Thank you. Hey, we're gonna wrap up the show. Let's take a break right now. We'll be right back.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the better business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Looking for a fireplace? Koval Building Supply at 40 Monroe Avenue in Uniontown is more than your plumbing supply store. We specialize in fireplaces of all fuel types, such as gas, wood, pellet, and electric. We're now featuring Harmon pellet stoves from Forge and Flame, perfect for keeping your family warm and cozy. Call Koval today at 724-437-8824 or visit kovalsupply.com to start planning for the winter season. Koval Building Supply, everything you need to make your house feel like home.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest, now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
News is next on your local station, WMBS Uniontown. I'm Doug. That's Nick. Stick around for high school basketball. The pregame show starts at 6:10. Uniontown at Brownsville. Thanks for listening tonight, folks. Have a good evening. Enjoy the game.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. We're learning more about a tanker that was seized by the U.S. off Venezuela amid growing tensions. CBS's Linda Kenyon has the latest.
The president made a brief statement about the seizure, saying only that it was a large tanker. When asked what happens to the oil aboard the tanker, the president said, quote, "We keep it, I guess." CBS News has been told the tanker seized is named the Skipper and that the operation included 2 helicopters, Special Operations Forces, Coast Guard, and Marine personnel.
The Fed lowered a key interest rate today. Business reporter Jason Brooks.
Fed Chair Jerome Powell told members of the media that he could make a case for either side and that it was a close call, with 3 members dissenting against the quarter-point cut, the most dissenters on a vote since 2019. Powell says the balance of risk in the economy has shifted toward the labor market since the last Fed meeting in October.
National Transportation Safety Board Chair Jennifer Homendy is calling a section of the National Defense Authorization Act shameful because she says by allowing more military flights around Washington, D.C., it ignores lessons learned from the crash of a passenger plane and military helicopter back in January.
It represents an unacceptable risk to the flying public, to commercial and military aircraft, crews, and to the residents in the region.
The House has just approved the bill, sending it on to the Senate. The Trump administration adding another militarized zone to the southern border to support border security.